Hey, this is Alicia,
This is Melissa.
and this is Dark.
Dark.
So yesterday we were on the way to go pick up dinner. Was it yesterday? No, it could not have been yesterday. Yesterday was Saturday. I always 3-day weekends confuse the shit out of me. Because I'm always thinking that Friday is Saturday and Saturday is Sunday. That makes sense?
Yeah, but that's just a you thing.
That's a me thing. Anyway, Friday night we decide we want a Taco Bell. Totally not my decision. I like Taco Bell, but it's not like, ooh, let's go get Taco Bell. You know what I mean? It's kind of like one of those things where it's like, I guess I'll have Taco Bell. We went to Taco Bell, and on the way back, Allie got the hiccups because she was drinking her Mountain Dew Baja Bath. I can't even talk.
Baja Blast?
Yeah, that thing, the green stuff.
The Baja Blast.
The Baja Blast. She was drinking it too fast and she got the hiccups.
Mm.
And so we're in the middle of the road, just driving down. All of a sudden, Travis just lets out this gigantic scream. And I was like, I jumped like a foot out of my seat in the car. And I was like, what the hell? And he goes, oh, I was just trying to scare Allie. I was like, a little bit of warning next time.
It wouldn't have been. It wouldn't have scared her if there was warning.
Oh, yeah, but we have ways of like signaling each other before it happens. So he's done it before, but this time he just didn't let me know.
So update on my mom.
Uh-huh.
She went into the hospital for 2 days. She
Oh,
almost
no.
died.
Oh no.
Yeah, her magnesium was non-existent to the point they thought it was a lab error.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
She was in the hospital for 2 days.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, she almost died.
And they
And now
pump
she's
full
fine.
of- Oh, of course, because
She's fine
magnesium
now.
and potassium, man. Those two substances in the body can totally fuck you up if you don't have enough.
Oh, it fucked her up bad. Fucked her up so bad. And they gave her some. She went home Tuesday.
Gotcha.
And she's better than she was before.
Well, that's good. That's good.
She's not sick anymore. It's the funniest thing because now she's cleaning the house again, taking care of dad again, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Mom, calm down.
Yeah. You don't want to
Push it.
destroy. Yeah, you don't want to destroy all that magnesium that you just got put in your body.
Mom almost died.
And I'm glad to hear she's doing better. That's
She's
scary
much better
stuff.
now.
That's scary stuff. I went to the chiropractor on Tuesday.
The right one?
Still the wrong one, but apparently the right one. This time I went in for the actual appointment, not just X-rays and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Apparently I've lost the curvature in my neck.
Lovely.
It's just a straight line. He's like, so we're going to work on that intensively for like the next 6 weeks. So I have to go twice a week for 6 weeks.
Ugh.
And I got my very first adjustment.
Oh, how was that?
Scary as hell because I thought I was going to die. Okay, I blame it on watching entirely too many medical episodes of stuff like, Dateline and things like that, of like doctors who kill, and, especially like recently, this doctor, well, I don't even want to call him doctor because he does not deserve the name, but Christopher Dunch, and the story of Dr. Death, and about how he was like killing his spinal patients and everything. And I was just
that's why I haven't gotten spinal surgery yet.
Yeah, so it was like, all that
Nope.
stuff just kind of going through my brain. Finally, I was just like, you know what? I was laid on that table and I was like, one of two things is about to happen.
Either I'm going to feel better or I'm going to die.
Exactly. And I was prepared for both at that time. I was like, I'm just tired of feeling like shit and feeling like I'm in pain all the time. So he did an adjustment on my neck and oh my God, it felt so amazing. And then the last 4 days, I felt like complete shit. And I was like, what the hell? I thought this is supposed to make me feel better, not make me feel worse.
It'll make you feel worse before it makes you feel better.
Apparently, there's this thing, and I didn't know this was a thing, where whenever you have an adjustment done and you've never had one done, there's these air bubbles that have toxins that are around your joints. And whenever you pop them, it actually releases those toxins into your bloodstream.
Uh-huh.
It can make you feel like you have the flu. It can make you feel nauseous. I threw up on Wednesday.
Oh, honey.
Yeah, and I started having like these really bad migraines and headaches and these like head pings and stuff, you know. Yeah, so if I get another adjustment, there's going to be another toxic release possibly, and they said just to expect it. But I mean, I feel better today. My range of motion in my neck is just 100 times better. I don't feel
Good.
like I'm pulling a pound of weight behind it every time I turn my neck. So there's that. Yeah, I didn't die.
Yay. I did a big thing this week.
What's that?
I cut all my hair off.
Yes, it looks so good. Doesn't it feel
I
so much
did. I shaved
better?
my head.
Doesn't it feel so much better? Oh
And
my
we're
God.
twinning again.
Yeah, completely by accident twinning again.
This time completely by accident.
Hmm.
It feels so much better though.
Yes. It feels so much lighter, cooler.
It's very liberating to watch your hair fall out
Yes.
when it's shaved.
Yes, I agree 120%.
It's so liberating to get your head shaved.
I suggest everybody do it once in their life.
Yes.
There's just something about not giving a shit either. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep. And there's something to be said about 5-minute showers
uh-huh, exactly.
and 10-minute drying your hair.
Yeah, I mean, I can't tell you how much money I spent on hair products just to keep my hair from, feeling icky and gross and like it's, brittle and all that other stuff. Once I did all that,
Once I shaved my head, it's all good now.
never gonna worry about that again. Oh man. On the home sales front, oh my God, we had the power washer guy come out yesterday, and he spent all day yesterday on the house, and now he's back again today to work on the porch in the backyard. And once that's done, then Tuesday we're having construction people over to fix our ceiling in the bathroom, paint, and just do some general repairs. And so this thing's moving really fast and a lot faster than I'm prepared for.
They always do.
Yeah. And Travis is like, if it takes us a month, it takes us 3 months. We're okay. And I'm like, yeah, but I want it like done today.
But I want it done now.
Okay.
Instant gratification.
But you also have to take in consideration, like, as many times as we've helped people move.
Oh, yeah.
Just me and you. We get the bat signal to move like a week in advance versus I have 3 months to do this. So I'm so used to let's go.
We need to get out now.
We need to get out now. We got to move. And I'm like, now I still have that same mentality. So it's like my brain can't handle it or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway. True Crime Fanatics. Want to look that is drop dead gorgeous? Dark Podcast is excited to partner with Redrum Cosmetics. From lip colors to full coverage makeup and even cool as hell merch, Redrum Cosmetics has it all. I personally have been speaking with the owner of Redrum, and not only are they amazing as they can be, they also have a special place for cold cases. In partnership with Redrum Cosmetics, one podcast episode a month will feature a cold case that has not been solved, and maybe you can help by listening and giving tips that can solve a case. Our listeners are getting 20% off their first purchase with code DROPDEADGORGEOUS at checkout. Thank you to Redrum Cosmetics for their part in helping solve cold cases and for our partnership to bring awareness to these cases.
So you got a story for me?
I do have a story, and this one was actually sent to me by Twitter. I put, sometimes I put feelers out there, and I'm like, hey, you guys, send me, what would you like to see us cover? What would you like, for us to talk about? I actually had one where I said, what cold cases would you like for us to cover, bring awareness to? A person by the name of Zach Nelson, thank you so much. Put up there the disappearance of Gordie Page Jr., which I had never heard of before.
I thought you were going to say Zach Baggins.
Not Bagel Bites, according to, what is it? And That's Why We Drink. That's what they call them over there. Zach Bagel Bites. I love it.
Bagel Bite.
It's like the best nickname ever. Anyway, today my story is going to be about Gordie Page Jr., and this is kind of sad. It's one of those stories where I feel kind of connected to it because I have friends who have children who are autistic, and
Me being one of them.
Yes, exactly. It's one of those things where you try not to relate the two to your friends and their their children, but I mean, it could basically happen to anybody. So when I read this, I was like, this is the perfect one for me to start off my cold case partnership that we've worked with Redrum Cosmetics. So I wanted to be true to my word and do, one for this month. So this is going to be our one for the month. So this is about Gordon Page Jr., also goes by Gordie. He was born in Grand Rapids, Michigan on 1963. It was April 15th, 1963. He was 6'3" and 175 pounds when he
was a tall boy.
Yeah, he was a big boy. I mean, he had reddish brown hair, blue eyes. He's adorable as he could be. Absolutely adorable. He was born to Linda and Gordon Sr., so he's, Gordie is a junior. He had a lot of developmental issues growing up, but, his parents didn't really think anything about it at first. They were just like, maybe he just has a learning curve. He struggled with a lot of basic concepts as far as, becoming friends with people, learning how to have a social life, things like that. Well, one of the things that he loved more than anything was baseball cards, and he had amassed something like 30,000 baseball cards.
Holy shit.
I mean, to me, though, like, I play Magic the Gathering, so 30,000 cards to me, I know what that takes.
That's a lot. And my husband used to collect football cards. So that's a lot of cards.
It is a lot of cards. The funny thing about this is, I mean, not funny, I should say, but the most amazing thing about this is the fact that he had all those cards and he knew all the statistics by heart.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
That's skill right there.
Well, I mean, like I said, when I compare that to my Magic the Gathering cards, whenever I'm playing Magic, I try to remember what each of my cards do whenever I play, but no, that just doesn't happen. My
like
brain,
me and my tarot cards.
Right, my brain doesn't have the capacity to hold but so much information, and usually it's useless knowledge for like trivia nights and stuff.
I still have to look up the meaning of my tarot cards.
Yeah, same here. I mean, I've been doing it since I was 13 years old. So
I've been doing it since I was 16.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, even though we've, most people are, who use tarot cards know, we still have to look up stuff. I mean,
yeah, buddy.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't remember that. Speaking of tarot cards, one day, my kid's stepbrother sent me a random ass message on Facebook, and he's like, I have a question for you about some tarot cards. And I'm like, sure, what's up? And he's like, so I pulled some cards, and I'm not sure if this is good or bad. And I was like, what cards did you pull? And he was like, I pulled the Tower, the Devil, and the Ten of Swords.
Oh, shit.
All at the same time.
Okay, well, the Devil's not too bad. The Devil's not too bad, but the Tower
and the Ten of Swords. I mean, the Ten of Swords, that poor person laying out there with all them swords stabbed in their back.
Yeah.
I told him, I was like, just be very careful about whoever you associate yourself with for the next year.
Yo, speaking of tarot cards, I know this is going completely off topic, but I got some supernatural deck.
Yeah. I'm so
and they're still in the box, and I've come to the conclusion if I ever make it to a convention, that's what they're signing.
Yeah, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Sorry for our little tangent, guys. On what ended up happening, they were really, Gordie's parents were really concerned about his developmental issues. And by September of 1989, they finally decided to have him evaluated. And they discovered, according to the social workers who evaluated him, that he had schizophrenia, which is unfortunate because a lot of times a lot of people on the spectrum get misdiagnosed with other mental disabilities. I've seen people who have been diagnosed as bipolar when they're actually ADHD.
Trust me.
Yeah.
Went through all of that.
Yeah, it's ever developing. I was actually talking with my fiance the other day about some stuff related to psychology because, we've talked in the past. I have a bachelor's degree in psychology for the behavioral analysis. He's actually going for his master's degree in behavioral analysis. So he's actually taking it one step further, and he's going to become an analyst so he can work with patients who do have autism and different levels on the spectrum. And we were talking about misdiagnosis and about how often it actually happens still to this day, because a lot of times you're working with psychiatrists or psychologists or even therapists who are kind of outdated, and they still fall on that, oh, well, if you're doing this, you're actually, schizophrenic or you have bipolar disorder, when actuality, it could be autism, it could be on the spectrum, or it could be ADHD, it could be anything like that. So,
oh yeah, I've been through all of it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, especially that, in the 80s, that happened a lot. He graduated from school, even though it was really hard for him. He really did not like the fact that he was put in special ed classes, but he did make it through. Once he graduated from high school, in June of 81, he decided to go to work at a grocery store as a bagger. His family and friends were super excited for him to have this job. However, there was an issue. Remember, we talked about his inability to communicate with people effectively. The customer communication was not there. He would make comments that were kind of off-putting to customers. Enough customers complained, and so the store management had no recourse other than to let him go. His father tried to work with him as hard as he possibly could on, etiquette and how to communicate with other people, and it just didn't click to him. They decided to put him in a group home after the diagnosis of schizophrenia. Did not like it. He was put on a regimen of Ritalin and Valium.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and for those of you guys who don't know, Ritalin, for some people, it's okay. I have found, though, and I've seen in situations, there was a friend of my mother's who had a son who was extremely hyperactive, and he couldn't help it. It was just part of having ADHD. At the time, it wasn't ADHD, it was ADD, and they put him on Ritalin. And I remember, I was young too, so I was 13 years old at this time. And even at 13, I remember thinking, this isn't cool. He would go from this really vibrant, happy, talking, playing, having fun. And the moment he took his medication, it was 20, 30 minutes later, he would just be sitting.
A zombie.
Yeah, exactly. Complete zombified. Now, I'm not saying that medication is not good for anybody. I've tried it myself. I've been on Adderall. I've been on Strattera. I can't.
My son's currently on Vyvanse. I understand the zombie thing.
Yeah, so I can't do medication. Mine didn't put me in a zombie-like trance. For me, it gave me the right vocal energy, but I've seen it zombify a lot of people, and I think it's unfortunate to see kids go from, happy, vibrant.
It takes their personalities away.
Exactly, and especially when you combine it with Valium. That in itself. I take Valium on a constant basis. Mine is more so for, I have a rare, it's not really rare, but it's called Meniere's disease, where I have the ability to just all of a sudden just faint for no reason. I call it the fainting goat syndrome. But yeah, so I understand what Valium can do to somebody, especially when you combine it with Ritalin and Valium. That just blows my mind that those two were put together.
Prescribed together. That's a bit much.
Yeah, because whenever I got put on Strattera, I couldn't take my Valium anymore. They would not let me take my Valium anymore. So I don't understand that combination. That just blows my mind. But of course, I'm not a health professional. I just know a little bit about psychology. I don't know too much about the medical side of it as far as medication and stuff, but I do know that that's just not a good combo. Basically, he also had a variety of painful side effects, which I have heard of with certain medications when it comes to treatment of ADHD, and that includes, sometimes you can get rapid heart rates and cause chest pains. There's a lot of side effects. Even after they decided, okay, so maybe this is not the course of treatment to go, they decided to take it down a notch. But it basically turned him, that vibrant boy is gone now. He just completely lost all of his personality and everything. In 1989, when he was in this group home still, in one of his probably Valium Ritalin-induced stupors. He stole the group home employee's truck.
Oh, shit.
I don't think he knew how to drive, but he just felt like he could. He ended up colliding with another car. He came out of it okay. The driver of the other car was unharmed and was able to provide a description of Gordie. They found him later at a local elementary school that he had attended, trying to teach his own class. So basically it was the classroom that he was in elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
So they ended up taking him out of the school, and they remanded him to the county hospital. Finally, they decided, hey, you know what? We don't think this is schizophrenia. There was a social worker by the name of Bill Arnold who worked with him and came to the diagnosis that Gordie actually had autism. But this time what they decided to do was, instead of putting him, with a, maybe an outpatient type of thing, they decided to put him back into another group home. The only bad thing about this group home was, and I actually talked to my fiance about this because I don't know too much about group homes or how they work with their rulings or their, regulations or anything like that. But apparently this is a normal thing where, to get acclimated to their new environment, whenever you go into a new group home, especially for that they cannot see their families for 2 months.
Oh, shit.
They can talk to them on the phone, but they cannot see them in person. Because apparently what happens is, for people who are on the spectrum and for anybody who has any sort of like supreme mental disability, it's easier to get them acclimated to the group home so they're not so dependent on their families. There's one problem with that. Gordie was so used to being with his parents that whenever he found out that he couldn't see his parents anymore, he chased his dad down the road trying to go to his dad, who ended up having to drive away, had to lock the door to keep Gordie from trying to get into the vehicle. And apparently it was something that Gordon Sr. Regretted, because 6 days later, on March 27th, Gordie was to disappear from the group home.
Just gone?
Yeah, he just up and left. They don't know what happened. They said that one day he was there, the next day the orderly went to go make some rounds, and they discovered that he was gone. Firemen said that they had seen someone matching Gordie's description. I mean, I'm pretty sure 6'3" redheaded boy would not be very hard to miss.
That would kind of stand out like a sore thumb.
Exactly. He thought he saw him hitchhiking on Interstate 96, but that was the last that anybody had seen of Gordie Page. They tried to look for him around the area where the firemen said that they had last seen him, and instead of finding him, they found a collection of baseball cards under an overpass from the ramps going from Chicago to Detroit. Gordie's parents were still looking for him at this time. They believe that maybe he was still alive. Maybe he got picked up by a police officer and they ended up putting him into another home, and maybe as a John Doe. They put out the description for him. They put out missing flyers. Of course, this is in 1991. It was on May 27, 1991 that he went missing. Now, the thing is, of course, foul play is definitely not suspected in this. They're saying that it's a very good possibility that it's just a missing persons situation and that he has ended up somewhere. As of about a year ago, he celebrated his 57th birthday. There's a website dedicated to him, and not a website, but a subreddit, and Unsolved Mysteries dedicated to Gordie Page and people looking for information about him. Also, there's an Unsolved Mysteries Wikipedia that's dedicated to him, because Unsolved Mysteries has their own Wikipedia where they show a lot of the cold cases that you can look up information on, and there's a lot of links there about the information on the story itself, and there was even age progression photos of what he looks like. Also, on top of that, there is a Facebook page dedicated to Gordie called Where is Gordie, with that enhanced photo so people see it. You can it's got the tip lines and everything about it. They also said that if you happen to see him, he may not respond to Gordie. He may respond to the names of his two younger brothers, Lance and Todd, because apparently they were concerned that maybe he had his identity confused.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, in all of this, Gordie's father passed away before he had an opportunity to see his son found. But I wanted to give you a little bit more information on what Gordie looked like. He's Caucasian male, graying reddish brown hair, blue eyes, has a light tan birthmark on the lower left side of his ribcage, a scar under his chin, small white acne scars on his back, and a large brown mole on the inside of his upper leg. He has a scar on his pubic area from an operation to repair an undescended testicle during his childhood. He may have a mustache, a beard, or a goatee. His facial hair is red and only grows underneath his nose and on his chin. There are several white discolorations on his teeth, and he has prominent Adam's apple. He only moves his eyes, not his head, when he is crossing the street. He may stare and smile at others, which is his manner of saying hello. His nickname is Gordie, and he wears a size 12 shoe. Like I said, unfortunately, his father passed away before he was able to see his son found, but I believe his mother, Linda, is still alive. But yeah, that's the story of Gordie Page. It's a sad story. I hate to think about the fact that, he was probably just looking for his parents and didn't know
where to go.
Yeah, exactly. There in the Gordie, where's the Gordie page? There was a post that was done in 2020, on April 15th, 2020. Someone posted a picture about it's not really a John Doe. They said that he was hit by a drunk driver. He has brain damage and is in a nursing home, and where they was until he had passed in 01 or 02. They said they have DNA on him, and what they're trying to do is get it to where they can compare the two to see if maybe that is the missing Gordie, but there's not been any more information released since then. So, but yeah, that's the story of Gordie Page Jr.
Oh, that's sad.
It is very sad. This is one thing I knew that what I was taking on whenever I agreed to do these stories, that it would not be, easy to do. Hopefully, us putting out that information and putting it out into the universe that this boy needs to be found. Yeah, that's it. That's the story. So sad.
It's very sad. Like I don't like stories that don't have a ending to them.
I'm the same way. I like for them to be nicely wrapped up in a bow, so that way we understand what happened, or that things have been solved or things have been taken care of. But in this situation, it's one of those. It's a cold case, so there's not much that can be said other than the information that they have. One of the things that they do mention is to, if you guys are traveling, please put up a poster. There's posters that are available on the Where's Gordie Facebook that you guys can use to get out the word and spread the message and everything. Or you can put it up on your own personal Facebook. That's
so please spread the word.
Yeah, definitely.
And let's see if we can find him.
Yeah, even he's still young. He's only 58 as of this year. So he's still hopefully he's still out there and just doesn't realize who he is or anything.
Well, even if he doesn't realize who he is, that's still sad.
Yeah, I know. It's still sad, but just the thought of him not being around is kind of... Anyway, I was trying to think of some good news that I could end that off with. But as of right now, I can't really think of anything. So yeah, sorry to bring that down as a bummer, but yeah, we got a listener story in this week that I'm so excited to share. It's from Las Vegas.
We did.
Yeah, I was really excited about that. I didn't read it.
Nope. I put it in a file.
Yeah.
So that we wouldn't see it.
Yeah. And
hummingbird.
And
sorry, ADD activate.
That's okay. You guys, thank you so much for everything. Like this week, I've just been blown away by the amount of listeners that we've had, the interaction that we're getting on all of our social media. You guys are actually paying attention to us, and that makes me so excited.
It makes me very happy.
That makes me very happy because I'm, like I said, even if this doesn't, make it to the top 10,
iTunes, podcasts, whatever.
Yeah.
This is still fun.
This is fun for us, and we're really excited to be able to especially share these kinds of stories where hopefully we can make a difference. So don't forget our social media. All of that is Dark Podcast US except for our email, which is darkpodcastemail@gmail.com.
Send in your spooky and your true crime stories.
Absolutely, because at the end of the month, we're going to be doing another listener's tale. I think that's pretty much
And
it.
next week I'll have a spooky story for us.
Yay, I love spooky stories. Maybe
I don't know what it's going to be yet, but we'll figure it out as we go.
Hey, I'm all about doing research at the last minute.
I'm not. I need to get into it.
And you got to remember, in college, all I ever did was write papers on like the day that they were due. So
yeah, no, I was the one that had it done 2 weeks early.
Travis went into his first day of class 2 weeks ago, and one of the students, because they have at the end of their class they have to turn in a paper, and one of the students in his class actually tried to turn in the paper on the first day. I was like, really? That's overachieving if I've ever heard it.
Right?
Like, you got 12 weeks to perfect that. Why are you turning it in now? Doesn't make any sense to me. Anyway, well, I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Again, like I said, I'm sorry it's not lighthearted, but it's serious, and sometimes we have to put the serious ones out there, especially when it comes to cold cases and people that are missing. But I want to thank you guys so much for interacting and giving us ideas and letting us know, hey, this is what we want to hear about. So I'm really excited.
Keep it coming.
Absolutely. Just keep those messages coming to us. So that way we can give our listeners what they want. We really appreciate it. So you guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Happy Labor
Day.
Yeah.
Be safe.
Please come home to your loved ones. Think about, as in the words of Bailey Sarian, make good choices. Yeah. So definitely do that.
Don't end up as one of our stories.
No, please don't, because goodness gracious, do I have some stories. Whew, I'm not gonna, we ain't gonna run out for a really long time.
No, we're not.
People do stupid stuff, let me tell you. All right, well, guys, you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Again, like we said, happy Labor Day. We will see you next weekend, and as always, stay out of the dark.
Bye. Bye.